What do you think about the debate in recent years when people talk about Puerto Ricans and their contribution to hip hop at the beginning of its creation? Fat Joe said it was 50-50. We've had people like Lord Jamar come out and dispute that. Tariq Nasheed came out and created a whole documentary called Microphone Check disputing it. What are your thoughts on that?
I think for sure Puerto Ricans co-created it, for sure, 100%. I mean, there's
50-50 or like
I don't know about 50-50 because if you it's about how you base it. Now, if you're talking about there was more black MCs in groups, even if you had Charlie Chase back in the days in the joint, to be predominantly black. So I don't know if you want to go by numbers, but they were there from the beginning. So it's it's still a co-creation. You know what I mean? If I write the first song ever of music in any genre, right? And there's just say a Puerto Rican producer on that song and 4 black singers. Does not make him a co-creator of it? Because he's going to get co-publishing on it if they got their publishing right. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
I see what you're
he's
saying.
Part of the first. Like, I don't that now. If you're talking about, of course, there's more black MCs and stuff than Puerto Rican MCs. I mean, so if you're going by that, no, it's not 50-50. But if you're talking about the inception and the beginning of it, whoever started and made those first records, I believe, I don't know if it's the first record, but way early on, before it became a global thing, Puerto Rican's been involved. So I'll leave it at that.
I interviewed MC Shan, and he said, like, when it comes to specific elements, Puerto Ricans dominated more, like the breakdancing, the graffiti and everything, but like as far as like the actual rapping, you saw more black MCs.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of interviews. I mean, hey, listen, that's coming from Shan. He's another pioneer. You know what I mean? And that's it. If that's his standpoint, that's his standpoint. You know what I mean? I came later on in the game. To me, it wasn't a black or Puerto Rican thing. It's like I grew up in the hood, like, and I think I've seen a couple of interviews with them saying that too. They was like, I think who was it? Kaz was talking about it with
Vlad.
No, not Vlad. Kaz, the MC, Kaz.
No, but he did the interview with Vlad. I believe,
with Vlad.
Yeah, what you're talking about.
I don't even know if it was with Vlad though, but he's a couple of them. But I think Charlie Chase was in the interview with him. Is that what you're talking about?
Probably not, but he's done. I'm pretty sure he's done multiple interviews.
And he was giving mad props.
Yeah.
He was giving mad props. He said they've been there from the beginning. It was Puerto Ricans in my class. You go to the 7th floor of my building. Jose was there. Like, he was breaking it down to a degree. He says we all will live in that culture. That's what we can. Now they people get it confused when they build upon this because they're talking about Puerto Ricans from the island. We're talking about New Yorkers. Like, we were here living this culture with. You know what I mean? Side by side. In these urban environments. You know what I mean? The hood. You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah. You know what's interesting is that, like, now it seems like there's a divide between FBA and Puerto Ricans or Latinos and stuff, because from what I always understood, it's like when you're growing up in New York, it's like Puerto Ricans and blacks were almost viewed as one and the same. Like, it's like, I
mean, cops is running down on us side by side. You know what I mean? Little Juanito's him and Jerome's getting locked up together. They smoking a blunt outside. It's like, that's how it was. You know what I mean? That's how it is now.
And a lot of people viewed, like, because, there is the African slave trade that, Puerto Ricans do have the African blood, I mean, like, you can tell that some of them have a little bit more of European blood, but,
I mean, how you got to view that is just like, a white, interracial couple, they have a baby, they have 2 babies, they're married. One comes out a little darker, might look like the father, the other one comes a little lighter. And that's how you got to look at that. You know what I mean? As far as the blood, how you get the light skin dark. But, Ponce de Leon brought those ships over, man. The Caribbean got hit first, you know what I mean?
But you've seen it in recent years where people are more divided about that topic, though, right? Like, that people are talking about it. Like,
but then you got to go back. People vary with it, man. Some people say, what happened to that thing? They said if you got 1 drop of black blood in you, you're black, right? But then you can have a whole 30% in you, and it's disputable now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't get caught in that, man. You can't take away from you can do a lot of things, but you can't erase history. Some people would try, you know what I mean? And they do that Mandela, that Mandela effect thing or whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But And you can't erase you know what I mean, history, man. It is what it is, and the truth is that Puerto Ricans are you know, Spaniard, Taino Indian, you know, indigenous Indian, Taino, Arawak, whatever tribe you got going on in you, and African, and that's just what it is. It's just what it is. And that's a lot of Caribbean islands, you know what I mean? That goes for, you know, DR, Cuba, you know what I mean? All of that, you know?